Thank you, thank you, thank you for everybody that's watching right now in this moment. Thank you to everybody that's watching the replay. If you are watching live, put live in the comments. If you're watching the replay, put replay. You get to replay and replay and replay this information. So sometimes watching it once is great, but watching it again will actually help you to go even deeper. So you are welcome to come back as much as you want. And everybody that said going to the event is also going to receive this recording. So I'm so grateful to be talking about this topic because it is something that is very near and dear to my heart. I spent a lot of time feeling burnt out in a career and a life that was not in alignment for me. And it took really aligning my energy in something new to create a new experience. Today is a special day. It is February 8th, and astrologically, it's a very magical day for me. It's also 6 months since I met my beloved. I've been here in New Jersey for a little over 6 months. I went from working as a nurse for 15 years to now having a full-time coaching practice. I am working with a lot of one-on-one clients and really expanding people's lives in very amazing, awesome ways using my 5-step alignment formula. And I have been helping a lot of people with burnout lately, and I know exactly how that feels. I was once at a point, I was about 50 pounds overweight. My liver enzymes were elevated. I was depressed. I was working 12 hours a day, still not getting all of my work done. I was spending all the money that I was making at my high paying job on retail therapy because I just was not happy. And it really took aligning in a new energy in order to create something different for me. So it was, a lot of people think what really made the biggest difference was leaving my 15-year career. And of course, that had a big impact, but I actually had to align my energy in something new before leaving that career. Because if you don't do that, you're going to continue to create the same issues. You're going to continue to create the same problems through law of attraction. So I really had to look at what I was aligning in and come to a place of surrender, come to a place of allowance, come to a place of gratitude with my current job. And then I actually did a three more months of a travel nursing assignment right at the height of the pandemic, because I really wanted to have that experience as a nurse before leaving that profession. And then even leaving that profession, you know, and starting a new business, it hasn't all been rainbows and butterflies. There's been a lot of opportunities for me to consistently align my energy and get to a place where I am completely satisfied, completely happy, and honestly blissed out with my current reality. So I was not planning on saying all of that, but that's what flowed through, and hopefully that was a contribution to you guys. I have some slides to help keep me on track, because otherwise I'll just start sharing and talking. But having a little bit of guidance through these slides is going to be helpful. When I used to get up and teach classes, I used to get really nervous and do a lot of preparation. And through practicing and through aligning my energy and just getting clear as to why I'm showing up and how I want to contribute and what energy I want to share during these sessions, it's very, very easy and fun for me to teach workshops now. So as you can tell, I'm very relaxed and excited to talk to you guys about this topic that is been such a close, big part of my own personal journey. So the title of this workshop is Burnt Out to Blissed Out. And I need to be able to go to the next. There we go. So we're going to start with an alignment activation just to get us all grounded into the energy and have our brain in a state where we're willing to take on new ideas and think new thoughts, think in new ways, and align in new energy. So we're going to do a vagus nerve breath, and I'm going to guide you through it, but this is already part of the learning, part of the workshop. This is an amazing technique that you can use at any time when you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, exhausted, or burnt out. This will actually help to calm your nervous system. Even the Navy SEALs use it in combat so that they can think clearly and make choices that are in alignment for them. So we're going to do that, and we're also going to set some intentions. So whenever you can, if you need to pause in this video, if you're watching the recording, and take a moment to get yourself comfortable where you can close your eyes. If you are driving or doing something else, you're washing your dishes, that's fine. Just take a moment to follow along with me in whatever capacity is in alignment for you right now. I'm going to close my eyes and allow myself to settle into the moment. Allow yourself to come to the present, to be here now, to take this pause for yourself. The biggest way that we can contribute to those that we love, and in fact, everybody we come into contact with and beyond, is to do the deep personal work, to do the self-development work. As we develop ourselves, as we raise our vibrations and expand our energy, it is a direct contribution to the raising of the vibration, raising and expanding of the consciousness on the planet. So I acknowledge you for showing up. I acknowledge you for listening in. I acknowledge you for taking this time for yourself, for your loved ones, and for this community of humans we have here on planet Earth. Now we're going to go into that vagus nerve breathing. So if you can follow along with me, we're going to breathe in through the nose. Breathing out as slowly as possible, like you're breathing out of a straw. When you're finished with that breath, just taking a couple normal breaths, every single time, and I do this multiple times a day, I notice my shoulders dropping, my neck relaxing, my jaw relaxing, and my physical body coming into a place of balance. Let's take another one of those breaths, breathing in through the nose and slowly out of the mouth, the slowest breath that you can take, like you're breathing out of a straw. When we take these nice long exhales, it is a reminder to our physical bodies, to our nervous system, to our DNA, that there is no apparent threat. There is nothing in our current reality that is going to harm us. Because if there was, we wouldn't be taking a nice slow breath. So the body gets that message, everything's okay. Everything is okay in this moment. We do not need to flee. We do not need to fight. We can come to that place of rest. It's called rest and digest. Your body actually cannot even digest food properly when you're feeling stressed or anxious, because it is allowing the energy to go into preparing you to fight or flee. Let's take one final vagal nerve breath, breathing in through the nose and breathing very slowly out of the mouth. Noticing this sense of peace and relaxation that you're experiencing in your body. We have now activated that energy of peace, And being in a place of peace is the perfect foundation for learning new things, for taking on new energies, and for being open to possibilities. Placing one hand over the heart and one hand over the belly, connecting into these energy centers to your heart. When we make choices based from love, things start to expand and flow in your life. Choosing from love versus fear. And that lower hand on the lower belly, connecting into your intuition, to your internal guidance. Everything that you need to know is already within you. Activating this energy, the intuition and the love from that foundation of peace. And from this place, we're going to add in the energy of bliss. Noticing where bliss lives in your body and putting your focus and your attention there. I'm really feeling it from the heart to the belly and the entire core of my being. It might be in a different place for you. Just letting yourself feel that bliss, experiencing it, expanding over your physical body, imagining it as a color. If it was a colored light, what color would it be? At what speed is that vibration, is that frequency? Tuning into the nuances of the energy of bliss in your body. And then taking the hands and putting them and the rest of your body into a position that embodies bliss. How would you be in your body if you were really experiencing an intense, blissful state right now in your body? I immediately get a smile on my face. My chin goes up, shoulders go back. Let's take a breath here. Taking another breath in through the mouth and out with a sigh. Now taking the arms, wrapping them around your physical body, giving yourself a little hug. Arms up into the sky for a stretch, rolling out the wrists, shaking out the wrists, shaking out the hands. Enjoying that smile on your face and maintaining this experience of bliss, blinking open the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me in that. That was really sweet. So that is an alignment activation. And I do one of those at the beginning of every membership call or any one-on-one coaching session or any consultation either. And it just gets us into a really nice, juicy space. When we are stressed out, we cannot take on new information. So you might be experiencing that if you're here at a burnout workshop, right? So here are some signs of burnout. You're feeling exhausted, stressed out, irritable, dreading your work week. You actually might be having escape fantasies, even frequent illnesses. It can actually start to affect your physiology. And in fact, that's what chronic stress does. It affects your body and your health and your wellness, which then causes a cycle, right? When you're not feeling good, you aren't able to cope with things as well. So there's just this negative spiral that goes on when you're feeling burnt out. I remember driving to work and hoping that I would be in a car accident so that I would have a legitimate excuse to call out sick for work. I remember calling out sick for work and being told that I had to come into work anyway, 3 days in a row. So I know what it feels like to be really stressed out and burnt out. And it's not your fault. It's actually normal because your mind is trying to keep you safe. So your mind is creating the stress hormones, the cortisol, to be released into your physical body because it thinks that that is what is necessary in order to keep you safe. So the response to your stressful work day is actually causing more stress because it's causing a physiological chemical reaction in your body. So we get really trapped in the cycle. So a very easy way to explain this is if you think of a zebra, out in the Saharan desert, and they're just minding their own business, hanging out with the herd, and the next thing, there's a lion there. And so the lion is there, and the zebra sees it, and it goes on to alert. And the sympathetic nervous system comes on board. And what that sympathetic nervous system does is it releases chemical reaction in the body, allowing the legs of the zebra to get strong and getting it ready to run. And so the zebra runs, and it runs, and it runs, and it runs, and it runs. And it doesn't have to outrun the lion, it just has to outrun the slowest zebra, right? Because the lion's going to stop and get its lunch that way. So now the zebra knows the lion is gone and it can relax. So the zebra goes and has a nice drink and is relaxing by the water. And if you were to go up to that zebra and say, oh my gosh, that lion, it was so close, but you ran so fast. Oh my gosh, that lion. The zebra would look at you and say, what lion? Because animals are able to switch that sympathetic nervous system off. It's able to switch off that chemical release that happens in the body when the threat is no longer there. That's not what us humans do, right? We have this stress response to things that are not actually putting us in danger. We have a stress response to sitting in traffic, to being late for a deadline, to a stressful conversation with our boss, or not having our work done in time. These different things create the same stress response. So it's normal to go into that fight or flight, but it's not what we really need if we're going to be living balanced lives. So we are not like the zebra. We do not turn it off automatically. So we have to learn how to turn that off ourselves. So the reason that this is so important is because this cortisol release, this sympathetic nervous system being in overdrive is the cause of all illness. And there's a really awesome movie with Gabor Mate that really goes into this. And I watched that, and it really woke me up in a lot of ways and had me realize how important it was to coach people on this, because it's a huge acute situation right now. And the pandemic has really been exacerbating it. So many people are leaving their jobs because they just can't handle the high stress that we are exposed to every day. So here's a quote: emotional stress is a major cause of physical illness, from cancer to autoimmune disease and many other chronic conditions. So being in this continued burnout stage is actually creating illness and disease in our bodies. So that's what you don't want, right? You don't want the burnout. What do you want? You want to be blissed out. You want to be in flow. You want to enjoy your life. You want your weekdays to be as enjoyable as your weekends. I had that realization the other day, a couple Sundays ago, on Sunday night, like getting into bed kind of early so I could do some reading before going to sleep, and realizing I don't feel any kind of anxiety or stress on Sundays anymore. I used to go to bed dreading another full work week, and I would live for the weekends, and then I would party and distract myself and go shopping and do all these things just to try and balance out how stressful my work week was. Now I have a balance. I get to enjoy my work days as much as I enjoy my days off, because I enjoy my work so much, because I've been able to align in something different. So you want to feel fulfilled and at peace. And I am so grateful to say that I've been able to manifest this for myself and for a lot of my clients as well, by focusing on consistently aligning my energy in something different. So how do we go from burnt out to blissed out? I'm sure this is the question that you want the answer to, right? And you guys all know by now, because I do not stop talking about it, I am the alignment coach. So of course, alignment is the answer. What do we need to align? Your energy. What is energy? Energy is your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. I remember when I first heard about alignment, thought it was such a cool idea, and it made so much sense that you have to line things up in order to get the result that you wanted, but I didn't really understand practically how to do that. And it was when it all clicked for me and I had the awareness and I had the sense and the knowing, and I was able to receive the divine knowledge that you are wanting to align your energy, and your energy is your thoughts and your feelings and your actions. And that was so empowering. And so I want you to feel empowered by this. You only need to change your thoughts and your feelings and your actions. And the actions are so much easier to take when you first start with your thoughts. So starting to become aware of your thoughts and choosing those authentic thoughts that support you instead of sabotaging you is what is going to start the cascade of the feelings and then the actions. So if we don't align in something new, we will continue to create the same experience over and over and over. And that's what I was doing consistently. I graduated from nursing school. I got a nursing job. It was super stressful. I worked there for a year. It wasn't getting any better. So I left that kind of nursing and I tried a different kind of nursing. And then I thought, well, if I climb up the ladder, and so I became a supervisor, and then I became a clinical director, and I was making a lot of money, and I had, I had a lot of responsibility, but I was just more stressed and more miserable. And then I changed to cosmetic nursing, but it was different jobs, but the same experience, because I was still aligned in the same energy. And once I started to really learn about alignment and decide that that was going to be my focus for coaching, I knew that I needed to embody this energy of alignment. I needed to walk my talk. I needed to integrate this work into my own personal life. And when I started to do that, which was about 2 years ago, that's when things started to shift and expand for me. So I have been able to look at the last 2 years of really focusing on aligning my energy and how I've supported my clients in doing the same thing, and put it into a very logical, practical formula that anybody can use. And if you use this formula consistently and consciously, you will manifest that blissed out life, that life that you choose to live. And you can use alignment and manifestation and law of attraction and this formula to create anything in your life. So why not take yourself from feeling burnt out to blissed out? So the first step is awareness. The second step is transmutation. Third step, practice the authentic supportive belief. Fourth step is consistently take aligned action. And the fifth step is super fun. You get to acknowledge, celebrate, and have gratitude for your manifestations. So I'm going to review these quickly during this workshop. And I have lots of YouTube videos and other resources if you're interested in delving more deeply into this. So step one, awareness. You want to become aware of what your beliefs, your labels, and your stories are. What are those thoughts that you have thought over and over and over again? Because a thought that is repeated becomes your belief. And we actually develop most of our programming, most of our beliefs in the first 7 years of our life, when our brains are not even fully functioning. And we live in a very egotistical space just because of our physiological development. And so a lot of our beliefs are, they go into a way of like blaming us for certain situations. I have a kitty here that wants to say hi. So you bring awareness. That's step one. You can do this through journaling. You can do this through talking through to somebody. If you have to ask them to listen and not to give advice, you can talk things through. You can definitely work with a coach. It's one of the best things that you can do. And even just setting the intention to really become aware of what are those thoughts? What are those stories that you repeat, that you tell? What are the excuses that you use, right? The reasons that you use for why your life isn't the way that you want it to be. Those are your current beliefs that are creating your current reality. The next step is super fun, transmutation. So you go from sabotaging thoughts to supportive thoughts, but they do need to be authentic. And we're able to work with the conscious mind. And I actually have recently been certified as a facilitator to help to reprogram the subconscious mind through Psych K. So I'm actually able to support my clients now and myself in subconscious programming and to reprogram the subconscious so that we only have supportive thoughts. That is huge. So making sure that you're, that you need to work with a hypnotherapist or a Psych K practitioner like me. But what you can do is start to look at those conscious thoughts, and you need to shift them. And the best way to shift them is to find evidence for the new thought, right? So next is practice. You have to practice the authentic supportive belief. So Psych K is the shortcut. If you don't have that available to you, you want to use mantras. They have to be authentic. That's so important. You want to practice your new beliefs that are going to support you, right? So if you're, if we're talking about burnout, one of the beliefs that really helped me, and that has helped a lot of my clients, is to acknowledge and be aware of the fact that you are choosing to go to work. And it doesn't feel like a choice a lot of the time when you are super burnt out and you are not loving going to work every day. It feels like you're being forced to go to work. But just if you stop and think about it, you're choosing to go to work. You could stay in bed. There will be certain repercussions, and going to work is better than those repercussions. Going to work is better than, getting fired. It's better than letting down your whole team. It's better than wasting a whole day. You're actually going to get up and you're going to make money. You're choosing to go to work because you like the stability of the paycheck, or you're choosing to have your own business because you love the independence that comes with it. So start to realize that you are actually making a choice, and come to terms with that and be an allowance of it. So that's just one example of a thought that could go from a sabotaging thought, like I have to go to work, to a supportive thought, I get to go to work. Very, very simple, but it can make a very big difference. Next is action. The universe loves action. And remember, when we have our thoughts and our feelings on board, taking those actions is a lot easier. So we want to also take those actions consistently. Consistency is my word of the year. So I'm really, really into consistency. And there's something really cool that happens when you are consistent. You create momentum. And when you have momentum, you're able to collapse time, and things happen a lot quicker and a lot easier. So consistently taking action, you want to be taking aligned action. So this is going to be very individual, but maybe your action is to do yoga for 5 minutes a day. Maybe it's to take 3 breaths before getting started on your workday. Maybe it's to do a full meditation every night before you go to sleep. Maybe it's a journaling exercise. You already know what actions you could be taking that would support you, right? So you want to be taking those actions consistently. And then the last step, gratitude. So really feeling that gratitude when you are starting to notice your life shifting and expanding, and recognizing that things are so much better, and that you are not burnt out anymore, and that you are aiming towards gratitude, being blissed out. So this is a little overview of how the alignment formula can specifically support you in going from burnt out to blissed out. And I hope that this was helpful. Now, burnout is not just stress. Burnout is stress and lack of coping mechanisms. When those two things come together is when burnout gets created. And burnout is actually considered a medical condition now. So this is a very serious thing. So those coping mechanisms, using your alignment, going to yoga, having somebody to talk to. And of course, I'm biased. I believe that having a life coach, having somebody that you can consistently go to for support, that's going to be there for you and support you in really taking good care of yourself is going to be very, very important. If you're stressed out and you don't have any of these self-care things in mind, if you don't know how to align your energy and you have nobody to talk to, and you come home and your home life is just as stressful as your work life, and it's all just going to exacerbate on itself. So I really encourage you to get the support that you need to be able to take those actions consistently and to align your energy consistently in something new. So we're coming to the end of this workshop, and I'm wondering, how are you feeling? Go ahead and share any comments. Let me know what your feedback is. How are you feeling after receiving all of this information? My intention is for you to feel empowered and to know that there is something that you can do about this, and that you don't have to be in that place of stress and overwhelm forever. And that really just incrementally taking, like people talk about baby steps all the time. It's really true. Just consistently aligning your energy in something new is for sure going to create a different experience for you. And so after receiving all this information, I'm wondering, how are you feeling? I know for myself, because I've been on the other end of this camera many times, that you can feel really excited after a training. Maybe you can also feel overwhelmed. There were some big concepts and I went over them kind of quickly. Maybe you're wondering how this can apply to your unique situation, to your life. And how can you apply this to actually make a difference? Because integrating this information and going out and embodying it, putting it into practice, actually taking the steps is what is going to transform your life. Just gathering new information is not going to be enough. So that being said, I would love to invite anybody that watches this video that is feeling called to delve deeper into this and to really create a new reality where you get to enjoy your life, where you get to feel blissed out most of the time, to send me a message to my inbox, or actually I'm going to put the link so that you can sign up for a consultation. Let's have a conversation and I will be able to support you in seeing where you're at in this formula, what stage you're at in the alignment formula, and which part of it you need to work on specifically to have you taking that next level up and creating the life that you really truly want to live. We will do some coaching. We will do a specific alignment activation for you. I will coach you on your specific situation. And then at the end, I will go over what it would take to work with me and what my coaching program is all about. So I'm really excited to connect with you guys one-on-one and see how I can best support you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for letting me share this knowledge that really, really changed my life. If you know somebody out there that's struggling with burnout, please share this with them. This is like the planting of the seed. And now you guys need to water it and bring that little pot to the sun so that these seedlings can grow, because everybody deserves to live an expanded life and a blissed out life. I just wish that for everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Carrie Ray, the alignment coach, and I love you. Mwah. Bye.